Have you said it yet? This is going to be the best Christmas ever. I'm going to make it so special. The kids are going to remember it for the rest of their lives. Have you said it yet? Did you say it last year? Did you say you're going to keep Jesus in Christmas? And then that's not what happened. Did you say I'm going to stay with my budget? And that surely didn't happen. I'm not going to go overboard. Well, today on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This, we are going to talk about making this the best Christmas ever with traditions that have been in my family and my take on it after all these years of raising kids. I'm glad you're joining us. Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show. Now, moms, we all say it. We're moms. Like, we want our home to smell like Christmas. We want the holidays, even Thanksgiving, to be like time where it's just treasured moments that our kids remember. We want things that they'll do year after year. And then when they have their own kids, they'll do them with them and they'll remember when they were little. And we want that. We do want that. But the problem is, in today's age, there's so many options that we end up on Instagram and Pinterest and all the other things. And we are overwhelmed with picking something and we don't even know if it's going to work. And we start throwing things together or spending way too much money. It's just not necessary. We just need to have a little thought, a little intention, and then we just need to do it year after year. You have to decide, sweetie. And I'm here today to talk to you about some memory-making traditions from my family and my experience that my kids really have remembered for a really long time. And they still talk about them. And actually, we still do them. And remember, I have 5 kids. I've been married over 40 years. Actually, I've been a mom for a really, really long time. And I've spanned across these kids and joining these older kids with the younger kids so they have the same traditions and it connects them in a very special way. I want to talk to you about it today. Memories and traditions are built by intention, they're built by repetition, and they're sewn together with love and intention. And those are the things that are going to make a memory and they're going to make a tradition really work. So what are the best traditions? Well, I have gotten that question a whole lot, and I have put together a ultimate Christmas traditions that they'll never forget bundle. And there'll be an ad or some kind of video at the end of this that you'll be able to get a hold of that for your own family. It's at a really, really reduced price. I think it's like $15, and it's over $300 worth of stuff. And even a video the video, it's one of my most requested videos. It is how to tell your kids that Santa isn't real without breaking their hearts. This was what we used, and I think it's really, really smart, and I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So that's part of this bundle. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff in there. You'll just watch the little video. I'm here, Mona the Mom Mentor is here to help you be the kind of mom you want to be a memory-making mom, to be a mom that doesn't get overwhelmed with the money and the madness of Christmas. And, sweetheart, to keep Christ in the middle of it. And you can do it. So I'm going to give you a couple ideas and kind of talk to you for a few minutes. And then you can go and get that bundle and you'll just have a whole bunch more. Plus all my good recipes. And my sugar cookies are the best. And I think my frosting is better than anybody's. So anyway, just saying. Truly, when we get into this, how do you make a memory? How do you pick? All right. When we pick a memory, we're going to think about not just the fanciest, not just the most elaborate, not an adventure that everybody's going to remember. We are going to do it by making fun things that are fun and silly that you might do every single year. I'm going to tell you about ours in a minute. Oh my gosh. Trust me, some of them are very, very funny. And then you will have some that are serious. And you can have some that are just, something that you do that you can do not just at Christmas, that you do all the time, that they're traditions that are for year round. Having traditions in a family is kind of what brings us all together. It's things that we have shared experiences, we have shared emotions, we have shared senses of a holiday, of being family. And like I said, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to be extravagant, and it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, most of ours, they weren't perfect. But as we've gone through the years, we've kept some and we've kind of let some of them go. Okay, number one, I want you to think back to when you were little. How about some traditions you had? What about that? Think about those. Ask your husband, what was the tradition that you had? Whether it was a Christmas tradition or if it was just a tradition in general, like we always went fishing in the summer, or it was, I played chess with my grandpa. Could be, we always did April Fool's jokes, like some kind of tradition that was in your memories that you can pull into your children's lives and implement them. Now, you're not going to bring them all, and you're not going to keep them all. You might try it one year and go, that didn't work out so good. I'm not going to do that. But it is a legacy lever. It's a generational jumper. It is a blessing to your mom and your mother-in-law to see you take something that they worked really hard on and that they wanted you to have and pass it on and to have, look, I'm getting all fluttered in my throat. We're women. We're nurturers. We're connectors. We bring life to things. Like the generations that came before us, they weren't any different. They might have just done red cabbage. Like that's one of ours. I'm like my grandma, she made red cabbage. She was French. She made red cabbage. My mom made red cabbage, and I make red cabbage. So I don't know if my kids will do red cabbage, but no, I don't think they will. They don't like it either. But there were things that my mom did do that I loved. We had this gumdrop tree, and it used to be plastic because that's what they had in the 70s. But now I found one that is metal, and we put gumdrops all over it, and it's just sitting out all the time. When my kids were little, I would bring it out at dinner or whatever when we were doing the Jesus Advent cards or we were doing the Jesus Advent tree. I would bring that out, and they could pick, gumdrops off the tree to eat while we were going through our devotional to keep Christ in Christmas. And I'm going to tell you about that too. So look at that. It's really special when someone shares something like that with you. They're not just sharing an idea. They're sharing their heart. They're sharing the heart of the memory of being in a kitchen with you or your mother-in-law with her son. And that in itself makes even red cabbage worth the effort, even if it's not a great big bunch of it. It's worth it. And it's honoring to the woman that raised you and the woman that raised him, even if they didn't do a good job or if they were great. A woman's heart, a mother's heart, is for that to happen. So honor some of that. Find something that you can honor. All right. So that's like, look at the past and decide, like, write it down. Write it down, some of the things, so you don't forget them. Pop them in your calendar. In the Moms Like Us planner, we have a spot for special events and special ideas and birthday things where you can write that stuff down so you can go and look and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Forgot about the gumdrop tree. I'm going to do that this year. All right. That's the past. Now I want you to think about the future. Like, what would be something that you would want your grandchildren to know or have? Something about Jesus. In our family, we had the Jesus Advent tree, and our grandchildren are doing it, and it was new for us. The Jesus Advent tree is a 24-day a family interactive devotional that counts down the days till Christmas using unique objects and riddle cards whose answers can only be found in the Bible. And when you open up the little linen bag and you pull out the object and you pull out the card, and of course I always put candy in it, and we would be sitting around our table and in a basket or on a plate, and we had it lots of things. We kept those little bags and we were counting down the days till Christmas. And the Bible was there and we would read it together. My husband would open it up and we would go through, and one child could open in prayer. One child could read the scripture. One kid could read the cards. I had a lot of kids. One could read the cards. And then Dad would close in prayer. It's just a special time to learn about not just baby Jesus. Now this devotional has the man, the miracle worker, and the Savior. It has Old Testament and New Testament stories, and it brings Jesus to life. And it keeps Jesus literally in the center of our, the Christmas stories in there too. But it keeps Jesus at the center of our Christmas season. And I have to tell you, it stayed on the table, on the kitchen table. And when we're done with the objects, there was a little clothespin and they put it on the tree. There's like a little, those 12-inch trees. And then we would put them on there. There were little candy canes on there. One year I put some snow on it because it just looked so bare until we got a bunch of those on there. It was so fun to go back through the kitchen and see it, and they'd be up there looking at all the pieces. I'm like, don't you take those off that tree, because I wanted to play with the little objects. And then I would say, do you remember what this is? Do you remember what the grape is? And they would say, oh yeah. And we would talk about it throughout the season, not just the one we were doing that day, but the other things that were on the tree. And then it sowed these seeds into our kids, into their lives. Now, I'd like to tell you we just did it one time, but that was over 30 years ago. And I have to tell you, they still, when they were teenagers, because we had, little ones to do with the bigger ones, and they would still, say, oh yeah, what was day 18? Oh, that was a snow globe. I remember. What was the scripture for that? Like, it was the snowman was walking on water. Could you walk on water? Oh, it was about Jesus walking on water. I remember that story. That was in Matthew. And then our children are sowing these seeds at Christmas time. And it was wonderful. It was just wonderful. So the Jesus Advent tree is absolutely amazing. So we've done that for a really long time. Then, for the now, for the present, is the present. Every Thanksgiving, the Christmas tree is up in our house. Doesn't have anything on it but the lights. But on our Thanksgiving table, we're eating, and there's a Christmas tree in the back. Because the day after Christmas, we all get together and all the boxes of the ornaments open and we decorate the tree as a family. Now, I know a lot of you moms decorate the tree by yourself. You don't have to. This makes it really, really fun. I'm going to tell you what I did. our family's kind of crazy about Christmas, so it didn't take much for me to get help decorating. But for the Christmas tree, every year I would buy my kids an ornament that kind of matched what they had done that year. Okay, that's not anything unusual, but every year when we would open that, everybody would pick them up. And if you found one that was somebody else's, you're like, oh, Mallory, remember this? This is when you got your first apartment. Some of the ornaments I had to kind of make because I couldn't find an ornament to just be perfect. And that one was a key. It was literally a key with a sparkly, what are they called? Pipe cleaner. A sparkly pipe cleaner around it. It wasn't fancy at all, but we all knew what it was. And we all knew it was Mallory's. And it had the date on it. So fun. And then we'd get the tree all decorated. And then my boys and my husband would put the star on the tree. And we have videos of them doing that. And then we put all the kids in front and we'd take a photograph of them in front of the Christmas tree, all decorated with all the ornaments from them growing up. Now, there were ornaments that I had purchased. There were ornaments that were from Warren and I, and things that from our travels. Our Christmas tree is a conglomeration of memories. It's a memory tree. It's just not a Christmas tree with pretty bows and balls that all match. This is the Corwin Christmas tree. It's full of memories. And we're memory-making Corwins. And so we would, and some of the kids, like when they were off to college, we would have like a computer open up and there they were with their face on the inside of the, one of the kids would be holding the computer and they're waving because, we live in that kind of world. We adapt and we make our memories adaptable. So they would be in the room via computer or FaceTime. So fun. I just laugh when I think of all the fun that we have when we're doing that. Of course, music is playing, and then we have an antique snowman cocoa cups and a big cocoa pouring pitcher that is snowman, and everybody has their own cup. The problem came when everybody got married. So then it was like, oh, okay, well, they had to share their cup with their spouse. Another thing that happened with this Christmas tree, this memory-making Christmas tree, is that when you got married or when you were engaged at your wedding shower, I would bring, and I've done this with my 3 kids that are married, I would bring the box, and inside the box were all of your ornaments from your whole life. And the reason I give them is so that when you have your first Christmas tree together as a family, just you and your newly married spouse, you can take every ornament out and say, you weren't here for these, but let me tell you about this. And they can live the memories with you. I'm so sorry. It's important to make memories. It's important. Okay, I won't cry anymore. Oh no, I'm going to tell you about that. Okay, so after we take the pictures and the Corwin memory tree is all ready, then my husband pulls out this big long nail. It is a 6-inch nail. It is heavy and looks like a Roman nail. And it has a ribbon on it. And he stands up and he starts telling the Christmas story, but not the Christmas story the way you think it. He starts telling the meaning of Christmas. And he goes through and everybody's sitting there. Now my grandchildren sit there and their eyes are so big because Pops is going to tell a story and they love to hear the story. And he talks about how Jesus came as a little baby and we are celebrating that baby and that birth. But remember what it's all about. And he holds it up and he talks about Jesus. We also have a crown. I forgot to tell you that. We have a crown, like the kind you can get at Halloween, and we put it on top of the kind of on top of, somewhere on the top of the Christmas tree, to remind us, when Warren's telling this story, that Jesus laid down his crown to come to earth, to save us, and to be here for us and show us who God is, and show us the love of God, and to show us our need for a Savior, that his special gift of his salvation, which takes place at Easter, is available for everyone. And that's what we're really celebrating. And then being a dad, and now we have grandbaby boys, he always holds it up and he says, "Oh, give me your wrist." And he said, "Oh, what would that feel like to have that go through your wrist?" And at first, when I heard him do it, I went, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so scary. Why are you doing that?" But he understands that to see the sacrifice, that Jesus was a real man, that he had a real mission, and that he really did die. And it was a violent death, but he did it because he loves us. And it just takes the whole thing of Christmas and just changes it for these kids. And then he takes it and he said, "Now, Pops is going to take this and I'm going to hide it in the tree." So he goes on, he goes, "Turn around." And then he goes in and he hides it. And he said, "Now, when you come back at Christmas, you're going to have to find the nail in the tree." The cool thing about this is that even if they forget about Jesus throughout the holiday from Thanksgiving to Christmas, when they come in that front door and see the tree, they're going to, or see the crown, they're going to remember, "Hey, the nail, I wonder where it's at." Of course, he always moves it, makes it hard for him to find, depending on how old they are. It makes it so fun. These are things, look how easy that is. There's no cost for that. It's just a thing to remember to do. That's a serious thing to do. And then the silly things that my family does. Well, one of the things is we play bingo. Corwin's play bingo whenever we're together. Well, it has to be a holiday. Like if we go to Nashville, we won't do it. But it has to be a holiday or our family vacations. So, and my husband has a big metal roller, and he has envelopes that he actually puts money in. And the kids have a little tray with all kinds of toys because they can pick from the toys that when they win. And we play bingo, and it's so fun. And it is a family tradition, and there's nothing hard about that, and there's nothing mysterious about that, but it is fun. Another thing that we do, Corwins are crack-ups. They love to laugh. And so somehow this tradition got started. Trust me, it wasn't my idea. The kids, the older kids now, well, I guess they started when they were about 18 and 19, Max and Mallory and whoever's there, usually Max and Mallory because the other ones are sleepy, they would wake us all up on Christmas morning. And it has been some of the funniest wake-ups. One time they got an amplifier, and Max had electrical guitar, and Mallory had a cowbell, and they're like, "Wake up, everybody, it's Christmas." And it was so loud. Another time, Max, he's a record producer and for film and movies, and so he had put together this kind of rap thing, the about you better watch out, you better not pout. But he did it with the grandchildren, and then Brett wasn't here, so it was Brett and Stacy, and he made it. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then it was ho ho ho, Merry. You just have to hear it. You just have to hear it. But it was 7 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was all over this house, on all the intercoms and everything. Was loud. And then another thing they did one time, and I could go on and on, but this one was really funny. This was a prank. We don't do individual pranks, and we don't do mean pranks because I get really mad. So that's one thing I will not tolerate. But this was a really funny one. Everybody was up, and Warren and I got up, and we were coming out, and we opened up the refrigerator door to get something out of it for breakfast. And I am not kidding you. every single thing in the refrigerator was wrapped with the same color wrapping paper. Every apple, every drawer, every door, every ketchup, mustard, everything that was inside of the door on the shelves, the butter, the milk. Can you imagine how much food is in your refrigerator on Christmas Day? Like, everything was wrapped. It was the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. I'm going to try to get you a link or get you a picture because it was just hilarious. What a great fun thing. All right. I think that's enough for today. I just want you to know, little mama, that moms like us, we do things like this. We figure out things that are important, that have value, and not just like they're important, so we kind of do it, or they're valuable. Yeah, they're valuable and it'd be good to do it. We do those, but we do the priceless. We do the things that are priceless. The thing of my husband telling the gospel story when we decorate on Thanksgiving, like, that's priceless. Our grandchildren being able to do the Jesus Advent tree just like their parents did and count down the days till Christmas with those cards and with that tree and being able to see that and to bring in the past of the gumdrop tree and the red cabbage. It's just like there's always room for more beautiful memories. But it's the priceless ones that penetrate our hearts, that just don't make us laugh, that just don't make us think, the ones that literally go deep down into our soul and make us connected, and we feel it, and it feels priceless, and we feel connected, and we feel like we belong, and this is our home, and these are our kids, and these are our memories, and they're all wrapped around Jesus. Yeah. Because honestly, when the man plays bingo, he talks about it. He talks about Jesus all the time. I hope that you've enjoyed this Mornings with Mona. Make those memories. They'll never forget them. Okay. Moms like us do things like this. I think we're going to run a little video so you can see the Ultimate Christmas Tradition bundle that they'll never forget, so that you can have those kind of memories too, memory making things. And this bundle I put together, all my good stuff, and some of these things are in there and some of them are not. So you might want to tag this video so that you can watch it again. And it's a really special bundle. I even have that video in there of how to tell your kids that Santa isn't real without breaking their heart. That's part of that bundle. And I just hope that you'll get it. And I hope that it'll impact you in a very priceless way. That's it for now. I will see you later. Bye. Oh my gosh, this bundle has so much stuff. It starts with the Christmas Eve box. You're just really going to like that. There's so much. Yeah, you can kind of see the guidebook's got a couple pages, a sticker for their box. Christmas books. These are time-tested Christmas books that I've just found to be great for Christmas. These are internet things that you can do. One of them is from Santa to show that Santa's been at your house. Okay, all of my recipes like these are good. You have to have these. And then this is jokes for kids. Please, there's all kinds of jokes. Kids love to tell jokes. And then this is the official nice certificate from Santa. And you can fill it out every year, and it's just beautiful. Okay, reindeer food. You can make reindeer food, and those are the labels. And this is the 6 memory makers that literally, the Christmas crown and nail will make you cry. And these are the ones that have been in our family for a really long time. This is Bye Bye Cray Cray Christmas. It is a planner, and it has calendar. This one is so good. You will keep everything in line this Christmas, even your budget. And then we top it all off with a whole bunch of Christmas movies, so you don't even have to wonder. You can just go ahead and enjoy your Christmas. As an extra bonus, I've added the How to Tell Your Kids Santa Isn't Real Without Breaking Their Heart video. It's one of my most requested video from Mona the Mom Mentor, and it will be included into your ultimate Christmas traditions that they will never forget. Get it today because it's at this really special price. And happy holidays.